The following contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network. This week on the Marc and Lowell Show.
Speaking of rolling down the window, one of the greatest rolling down the window stories ever with Jonah is when he had the putrid gas and was on a date.
Right.
And it was raining and the wipers didn't work and you had to roll down the window because of your sulfur.
Right. He said the wipers didn't work.
Right. Yeah.
I said the wipers didn't work, so I had to keep the window down.
Yeah.
So I could wipe off the sleet from the windshield.
God.
Which also means, Lowell, that means he's actually leaning with his ass in her direction.
Right. Yeah. I mean, how could she not smell it?
Oh, you know
she had
did.
to have smelled
when
it.
When it's like sweet grade 2 crude sulfur, you can't not smell it.
Hello, boys. Mark.
I just pooped and it smells fabulous.
Lowell.
Welcome to my latest experiment. This is a big one.
It's the Marc and Lowell Show.
It was a show just for me and you, much like this podcast.
Where two guys bring you stories and opinions.
Our listeners will not laugh.
But if we laugh, then people will laugh.
Built on 30 years of friendship.
You were singing operatically.
Yeah, while you were taking the camera.
And I was zooming
in on my crotch.
Yes.
Along with a regular cast of pals to help them remember it all.
Camp is the best.
Get your shit together.
All right, so back to your swamp ass.
Say ho.
Now, here's Marc and Lowell.
Hello and welcome, everybody, to the Marc and Lowell Show. I am your host, Marc Ronick, and here with me, as always, my co-host, Lowell Melser. Hello, Lowell.
Hello, what is happening? How are you?
I don't know if you've noticed yet, but I'm getting over something. You might hear it in my voice. You may get quite a few Peter Brady's today.
Oh, nice.
You have a little cold action going on?
I have this thing where I've felt fine the entire duration of whatever it is I have. Like, literally, my body, everything feels great. But I've got this throat thing going on and a little bit of a cough thing going on. Just some kind of mucus thing.
I got a porcupine in my throat.
There's a porcupine in my throat.
There has been a cold going around.
Yeah, but it's just weird because usually when I have a cold, I'll feel run down.
Cold?
See, yeah, you caught that, didn't you?
And so it begins.
Yeah.
Petrifest.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But let's welcome in everybody else. First, we've got Lisa Runyon. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, boys.
And we've got from Colorado, Jonah Berger. Hello, Jonah.
Say, brothers, what's happening?
So I've started this tradition toward the end of 2019. Happy New Year to everybody.
New Year.
Hey,
Happy New Year.
Mazel.
I started playing Mandel 80s trivia with you guys.
Right.
I have a different game today to play. I will call it, let's see, instead of 80s trivia, let's call it Guess What's in This Picture.
Okay.
Oh, that's good for radio.
Yeah, great radio game.
I think it'll be well worth it for our listeners to understand what we're doing here. Let me pull up this picture for you. Okay, I'm going to send you guys this picture. I'll give you guys a chance to look at it. 2 questions each to figure it out, but no guesses until the end.
Okay.
I want everyone to save their answers until the end.
2 questions, no guesses.
Each.
No guesses till the end.
Okay. I know what it is.
All right, well, don't say, but I will let you ask questions if you want to. If you think you know what it is, you want to ask questions that might help the others, feel free. Or if you want to steer them in the wrong direction, feel free.
Okay.
Okay, Lisa, you want to start? Ladies first?
At one point in time,
Yes.
was this something that people would eat?
Oh, good question.
The real answer is no, it's not.
Okay.
Not normally.
At some point in time, is this something that was alive?
Absolutely not.
Oh, then my guess is wrong.
Ah.
Let's try zooming in.
Yes, please, zoom in.
At one point in time, was this inside of another animal or being?
Yes.
Does this have a scent?
I'll give you
A
the...
strong scent.
I will say it's not known to have a scent per se, but it could have a scent. Okay, here's the last round. Lisa, do you have any question before you take a guess?
Is that hair on the top of it?
It looks like it.
I think that is hair at the top of it.
Wow.
Okay.
Ew.
Lowell, do you want to take a guess or actually a question?
Yeah, I have. My guess was going to
Well, wait,
be.
hold on
One more
before you do
question.
it.
Yeah.
So you have a guess, you don't have a question.
Yeah, I have a guess.
Okay. Jonah, I guess you have one, right?
I asked my 2 questions.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then.
You should tell people too. Maybe at the beginning of this game to go to the website or something to look at the picture and play along.
Yeah, I will, and you'll understand my hesitation momentarily. But first, you want to take a guess?
I was going to guess that it is a hairball or a chewy toy.
Sorry, it is not a hairball or a chewy toy. Lisa, would you like to take a guess?
I have a couple different ideas.
Okay.
My gut is going with like the earwax thing.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Ew. Now?
Lisa's guess is earwax. Is she right?
Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was at the doctor
Oh,
over break.
Your ear hair stuck in your earwax?
God!
God.
I'm going to vomit. I'm going to
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
How big is that for size? How big is that?
Yes, there should have been comparison. I could tell it was a paper towel there.
That's like a tissue, actually.
Okay.
So,
Oh
Lowell's
my
asking
God.
how big it is. I would say it was
have to stop looking at
approximately
it.
the size, a little less
pea?
than the top half of my thumb.
Ew.
Like a little bigger than my thumbnail.
Oh my God!
What, could you not hear or something?
Well, here's the thing. Yes, I could hear. I always clean my ears. I swear
Oh,
to
my
you
God.
guys.
I'm going to vomit. This is disgusting.
Stop looking at it.
I can't.
I know. I felt the same way. I was like, I can't stop looking at it, but I have to stop looking at it.
I was so
Yes.
excited to send this to you guys. I'm telling you.
Oh,
All right.
my God.
So my thing is I clean my ears regularly. I just seem to produce more wax than I can keep up with sometimes. One time I went to the doctor and I told him this, and he actually had removed something similar. This instance, I was there. I happened to be there, and I said, could you check this other ear? I'm pretty sure it probably needs some help. So he goes, sure, no problem. And you can tell he almost enjoys this. He's like kind of excited about it. He brings me this tool specifically for removing earwax. It is about the size of a pen. It has at the tip, just this little round circle, okay? And for whatever reason, it lights up. I don't know if it heats up.
Probably.
Or if it just lights up for effect. I think it's heating up. And he just sticks it in my ear, and he just starts moving it around. Then all of a sudden, I feel him starting to slowly retract. And I kind of feel something. And then he pulls the pen out, and he said, oh, hold on 1 second. And he walks over to do something, and I can feel at the tip of
Oh, my God.
the
I'm
whole
gonna
of my
puke.
ear.
Puke.
I can feel like now I really can't really hear out of this ear because I know something's going on. He comes back with the tool, and as you said, Lise, he pulls this thing out, puts it on a tissue, and puts what you guys are looking
God.
at right next to me. It's this giant ball of wax.
Oh my God!
And actually, when he put it down before I looked, he goes, you could make a candle out of this.
The grossest candle in history.
Oh
my
my
God.
gosh!
So that's why, Lowell, I was hesitating about putting it on the website.
Yeah.
Maybe our Mandel fan group.
Well, that will do it for Jonah and Lowell and Lisa.
Oh.
What I love is I couldn't give this to you guys ahead of time and tell you what it is because then you
Right.
probably wouldn't have looked at it.
Right.
But now what I love is
thought
the
it was
fact that
a
you
bat.
were zooming in on it.
Right. Like totally checking it out.
It looked like a bat that was curled up sleeping.
Yeah.
That's what I swore it was, a bat. Ew.
See, the one thing that's misleading about it is you don't know to scale. Like if you'd put like a quarter
Right.
or something
Scale
next to
would
it,
have helped.
Right.
Scale
That's
would have
true.
definitely helped.
That's
yeah.
true.
My question
Because it
for you,
looks
Mark.
like it looks like it's as big as like a fist in the
my
picture.
other guess was the embryo of a chicken that was like partially
Ew.
cooked in the egg, but not completely.
I want to throw up
Yeah.
and take a picture of it and send it to you. Do you Q-tip?
Yes, I told you, I am not lying to you. I regularly clean my ears.
God, man.
It's just that I happen to produce a lot of wax, and sometimes over time it just builds up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to make this normal.
He told me it's totally normal. A lot of patients.
Oh, yeah.
He
Lots
did.
of people have giant globs of wax coming out of their ears.
I'm going to ask my doctor to check it out the next
You
time I go.
should.
Hold on real quick. Have you ever ear candled?
No, I have not. I've been very curious about ear candling.
Lisa?
Yes, and it was, you know what? It was actually when Victor and I were dating, like early on in dating, his ear was really bothering him. I'm like, let's give it a shot, right?
Oh my God.
Except for this is like literally muslin
Yeah.
that is like dipped in wax.
Yeah.
It's like a paper candle.
It tells you these certain directions, and that one of the directions is to take a paper plate and to cut a hole in the paper plate and use it as like a shield. But we didn't have paper plates.
Yeah.
So of course it's like,
Who cares?
whatever.
Oh, no. You've got a burning thing above your head and you're laying on your side. You don't,
I love that you guys were dating and you're like, hey,
Let's get the candles out and
get
It
the ear
wasn't that
candles.
early. It wasn't that early in it. So basically the short of it was the muslin burns down and then it like a match or whatever, pieces like fall off of it.
Right.
But it's like fabric and like
Yeah.
it's on fire and like so it fell and I was like, oh, like, but I'm like grabbing it with my hand
Right.
and then it got on him and he was like
that's
burned and then he got all mad and he got like mad, like broke a plate mad, like like it was crazy. I was like,
not in my country. I'm going to get you.
you shove these things in your ears and you light them and it burns down and the heat from the tube of paper draws out. It melts the wax and the vacuum of the flame sucks it out.
Yeah.
So when you get down to like 2 inches left, you blow it out and you cut the bottom open and you look inside and it is what you just showed us times 2. It's disgusting.
Coated.
But there's a lot of buildup in there.
Hey, and if we have any listeners left after this conversation,
after that.
please visit our fine sponsor today, brought to you by Amazon.
hey, you can get the candles on Amazon.
You can get those. There you go. Nice tie-in, Lisa. What you do, though, is first go to markandlowell.com, then click anything you see there, Amazon. Do your Amazon shopping, and we get a little commission off of any of those sales you make. So again, just go to markandlowell.com, click on anything you see Amazon, do your shopping, and then we get a little piece of the action. So thank you in advance. Now, I would like to, we've got lots of recaps and things to get to, but Jonah, I think you'll be very interested to hear that Lowell took the fam after Christmas. I think it was the day after Christmas.
Yes.
To Hersey Park.
Oh.
One of our old stomping grounds when we all went to camp together.
Joan, it has changed so much.
I can only imagine to the degree that I don't even want to imagine.
First of all, there are so many roller coasters there now.
Wow.
An unbelievable amount, like a Busch Gardens, King's Dominion amount of roller coasters.
Yeah, weren't there like 2 when we were there?
Yeah, it was like Looper, Comet, maybe like a couple more. None of those were open though, but the park is like a quarter open.
Right.
So they have like mostly kids rides and a couple of coasters.
Why?
Because of the winter.
Oh.
It's like Winter Wonderland. So at night, it's all lit up and lights and everything. It looks pretty cool at night.
That's cool.
But yeah, Hershey is like nuts. And Chocolate World.
Yes. Now, this was like a big thing when we were kids going to camp. This was something we
Big
looked
thing.
forward to at the end of the trip. They would take us through Chocolate World. We would learn, quote unquote, how to make chocolate through this simulated factory.
Okay.
So it is now, it's like 80% gift area where you
Yeah.
can buy stuff.
Of course.
The Chocolate World ride is really a complete afterthought now because there's all kinds of other activities that you can do there now. And I'm going to tell you, I know you're shaking your head, Jonah.
Yeah.
But if this stuff had been around when we were at camp, it would have been a home run.
Really?
Yeah, they have a thing where you can make your own chocolate bar.
Oh, yeah.
And design your own packaging and tin, and then watch the chocolate bar being made.
What?
Oh, man.
on the conveyor belt and everything.
That's cool.
And then they had one of these 4D movies where it was like a 15-minute movie with the smells.
Oh, smell-o-vision.
And it's in 3D. It's like a standard story. Some guy's trying to steal the Hershey's formula, and you have to like help make sure he doesn't steal it. But before they like do this thing where they like, interview kids to pass the time out in front. And then they ask if anyone has any like special birthdays or anything like that. We were there for Reed's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
So in the beginning of the presentation, they have in 3D one of the it's like the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, the Hershey bar, and the Hershey's Kiss. So they're the three characters.
Okay.
And they're like talking, and they're like, hey, we also heard that Reed is having a special 6th birthday today.
Wow.
And then all the kids that they interviewed in the lobby, they mentioned their names too because they were going to like help with the thing. But
so the kids get really into that.
Right. And then there's another thing where they do like a chocolate tasting class from chocolates from around the world.
Now we're talking some business.
Yeah. But the thing is, the only thing that's free is the Chocolate World thing. All these other things, you have to buy tickets.
Gots to pay.
Gots to pay. But I say the making your own thing and the movie I thought were really great. Like they were worth it was like $30 a person to get that.
But that Chocolate Factory ride, we loved it. It had the robot, or I think we've even talked about it on the show before.
Yeah.
Orby or something, Orby 1.
There were stages of it because I remember, and this is probably even before you and I were friends, Mark, but when me and Jonah were in Tel Shalom even.
Yeah.
Before Mark was around.
You're right.
Yeah, BM.
Right.
BM.
Yeah.
Chocolate World was really like, it was almost like It's a Small World.
Yes.
And they ended the ride with Hershey's chocolate, Hershey.
Yeah.
Real milk chocolate. Hershey's, the great American chocolate bar.
Yeah. And it was really like, here in the cocoa bean fields in Africa.
Yes.
And it was like,
down in Brazil.
Yeah.
We pick the beans.
Right.
And then there's these robotic Brazilians picking the beans.
yeah, picking the beans and like
and the
doing all that
conch
stuff.
machine
Yeah.
that moves the
Now they
melty
still had
chocolate.
that. They had all that stuff, but it wasn't.
Okay.
It was very like sanitized and corporate. Like in the
Oh,
car,
man.
there's a screen. And there's like a woman that comes on and goes, hi, I'm Betty from Quality Control here at Hershey's, and I'm going to take
Yeah.
you along on a tour of our plant.
Remember they had the Hershey's Kitchen and the woman, the fake robot
No
woman
Hershey's Kitchen.
Oh, man.
The only thing that was the same was that little oven you go through.
Oh, yeah, where it's
Oh, yeah,
hot.
the
They make
oven.
it a little hotter.
Yeah, where it's hot. We roast the coffee beans. In
Yeah.
the,
Here in Bolivia, we roast the coffee beans.
Right. That's what it was like. That's what it was like. But otherwise, it was just really just like corporate and not like I remember it. And then one year they went with that Orby guy.
Yes,
who
the
was like
robot.
some robot that took you on a tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the Chocolate World thing is like not.
That's a bummer. That was so fun.
Yeah.
No, but don't get me wrong. It was still, you can still get glimpses of nostalgia while you're on the ride,
Yeah.
But
And you probably would have given some complaining to us if it was exactly the same as what it was when we were
True.
kids, and it was
True.
because it would probably
Yeah.
be all beat up and run down
Right.
and
Right.
Chipped.
Oh, and I stocked up. They had, of course, had to buy some chocolate.
Yeah.
Remember I told you during Halloween, Reed got that fast break
Yes.
bar, which was peanut butter, caramel, pretzels
Wow.
covered in chocolate.
Yes.
It was delicious, and they had them in, of course, king size when you exit. It was like, buy 4 for $5. And I was like, okay, I
Sure,
will. Yeah.
no problem.
Sold.
So, yeah, and I was chowing down on those.
I'm
Those were
sure.
so good. So good. So good.
So, how were you guys over break as far as eating goes? Because everybody always seems to.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I said to myself, threw it all out the window. I said, we'll deal with diets and everything after the first of the year.
We went to lunch at a pizza place in Michigan, and they specialize in 3 kinds of pie. They have Chicago deep dish because they're so close to Chicago.
Right.
And they have Italian, like, wood oven baked pizza, like the real deal.
Thin crisp.
Thin
Yeah.
crust. And then they had the, Neapolitan, the normal,
Sure.
kind of
Right.
Americanized. Dude, we ordered one of each and chow down.
Oh my
It was
God.
so good. I ate pizza 4 out of 7 days.
That's
4 out of 7 days.
Now, see, Lisa, on the other hand, we haven't really talked about this much on the show, or if at all, but Lisa's been on the keto diet.
I was just reading keto last night. That's my next thing.
And Lisa, how much weight have you lost since you started when?
I started July 4th.
July 4th.
Oh. Wow.
And still on it. You didn't cheat.
I did
over
not
break.
really. No.
Okay. And so what are you down now?
45 pounds.
Wow.
45 pounds.
45
that is
pounds.
awesome.
Will you send me a picture? I want to see you.
Yeah, I was hoping to get 50 because it just hit 6 months.
Right. That's pretty damn close.
But I'm sort of in a plateau period, but I'm okay with that.
You should be.
And it's been okay. Like, it hasn't been that difficult. Like, I mean, yes, I would love to eat pizza.
Can you have coffee on the keto diet?
Oh, yeah.
You can.
It's
Okay.
And actually, coffee has sort of become like a treat for me because I can drink it now without sugar, especially if I can add some like a splash of flavor like they do at Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
But Mark and I like our creamer.
You can have that on keto too.
We do like our creamers.
Yeah.
We went to Lowell's house for Christmas.
Yeah, it's become a tradition.
Yes, it has. And they had a plethora of coffee creamer options for
I love
us.
it. If I don't have the sugary ones, but like the, just like, because I can have the fat. You can have the fat on keto. So it's just like.
Right. You just can't have the sugar.
Oh, so there's no sugar? Is that what it is?
That's
No
what it
sugar.
is.
Sugary?
Bread and sugar is gone, but you can have fat. You can have meat and cheese.
Meat and
basically.
cheese and
But what
veggies.
about like fruit?
Very little fruit.
All right. Well, speaking of the holidays,
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you guys. Now, I had been texting you guys. Amy and I went to more holiday parties than we, I think, ever have as a couple.
Okay.
Ever. One of the ones that, and I was texting you guys a lot. I think the first one I went to, I was a little intoxicated.
Yeah.
She took me to this. I really knew very few people to this thing, and she took me there, and she tells me it's relatively casual. It's just a holiday party, and I walk in, and everybody's way more dressed up than I am.
Oh, wonderful.
How are you guys about that? When you walk into a place, if you are underdressed, especially significantly underdressed,
I don't.
how do you feel? Do you care?
I don't
I
like
feel
it.
uncomfortable.
What about you, Lowell?
Yeah. I mean,
I almost wanted to leave at first.
oh, really? What did Amy say? Was she like, no?
Amy's like,
Well,
you're
'cause you
fine.
feel like
You're fine.
You feel like the cousin that she brought along and doesn't know to dress better. You know.
But, I got over it after, a little bit.
That explains things too, though. So you're already feeling uncomfortable.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I was talking with one couple, and somehow I think we were talking about our kids, and we started getting to this whole conversation about some things that our kids and as parents will never get anymore in comparison to back when we were kids.
Right.
I'll give you one easy example first. One is the very long cords on the house telephone, the ones that they're like the 25-foot cords.
Yeah, when you could walk
Curlies.
around the corner with it.
So your
and
mom
everything.
could
Yeah.
walk around the kitchen while she was cooking and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
My mom still has one in her house.
And Amy talks about I guess as she said, her and her girlfriends a lot would kind of like twist up in them and play with
Yeah.
them on their hands and twist them in their hands and stuff. I thought that was a good one. But then this one woman brought up this great thing that I forgot about. And it has to do with the home phone line because that's really almost gone.
Right.
I mean, everybody seems to have a home phone line, but no one uses it. This mother's point was back in the day, our friends would call us. And our parents a lot of times would answer. And our parents, that would be an opportunity for our parents to either get to know their kids' friends or girlfriends or boyfriends. You could actually like sit and have a conversation.
Right.
Hi, Miss Ronick. Is Mark there?
That's gone now. You don't, it's harder as parents now. We don't know who our kids' friends are outside of a select few, their closest maybe. But back in the day, we all got to know, the parents got to know who our friends were, our girlfriends or boyfriends were.
Yeah, it would be like, let me get him for you.
Yeah.
Mark!
Right.
Lowell!
Right.
Joan is on the phone.
So, Lowell, how you doing? How's everything
How you
going?
doing?
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, and then you pick up, and then you're talking, and then it's like, Lowell, your sister picks up, Jamie, get off the phone!
Yeah.
I need the phone. You've been on for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
40 minutes.
And then she'd be like, get off the phone, you asshole.
Another good one that nobody will ever have again, really. I mean, I'm sure some people will, but pictures in your wallet.
Right, sure.
We all used. I used to have a whole book of pictures.
A whole flap.
Yeah, it was like multiple pages.
Right.
Yeah, you don't need that anymore because you got hundreds of thousands of them in your phone now.
Yeah.
How funny is that, dude? You used to be in my wallet.
Yeah,
I hate to
you guys
admit
all,
it.
you were in my wallet too. Absolutely.
Yeah, Jonah was in my wallet too.
But they still do school pictures, though. Isn't that funny?
I know. They still do wallet size, and I always think that. I'm like, why do I need a wallet size of anything?
I'll just take a picture of it,
Yeah.
and then I'll have it.
So funny. I haven't thought of that in so long.
Right.
Like, that used to be a staple.
Yeah, we got into this whole conversation. Another thing we talked about was unlocking the car door.
Yeah.
From the passenger side to let the driver in, right? Like as a guy, like you let a girl in first, you open the door, you let her in, and then she'll go reach in from the other side, reach over, unlock the
to let you in.
the door to let you in.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
that's another one that's crazy. And of course, this one's an easy one: the rolling
the windows down.
I mean, we still say roll your window down, but
And do
you're not
like-
really
yeah,
rolling
rolling
anything
anything.
Yeah,
anymore.
roll your window down.
I still say roll your window down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We all do. I mean,
Remember, speaking of rolling windows down,
Whoa, Pete.
yeah, that was a Peter there.
yeah. Oh.
Ocean City. Wind sustained. I'm getting over the cold too.
Yeah.
I did have it. I had it like the last week of a break.
Oh, that's what I did too, actually.
A lot of people at my work had it too. But like, speaking of rolling down the window, one of the greatest rolling down the window stories ever with Jonah is when he had the putrid gas and was on a date.
Right.
Julie Carcamo.
Right. And it was raining and the wipers didn't work and you had to roll down the window because of your sulfur.
Right. He said the wipers
Yeah.
didn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
I said the wipers didn't work, so I had to keep the window down
Yeah.
so I could wipe off the sleet from
Oh
the
my
windshield.
God.
Which also means, Lowell, that means he's actually leaning
Yeah.
with his ass in her direction.
Yeah. I mean, how could she not smell it?
Oh, you know
She had
did.
to have
Yeah, because
smelled
when
it.
it's
She
like
had to.
when it's like sweet grade 2 crude sulfur, you can't not smell it.
Right.
Yeah, but it was only like a second of 4 total dates, and so we were not at the place yet where I could be like, let's just be honest. I've got the squates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
It's like Megan.
Sure.
I'll like throw it at her like I do you
Well,
guys.
you're married.
Yeah, full blown. But that
Yeah.
night with pouring rain and sleet,
Pouring rain and sleet.
freezing cold, kept the window down the entire ride back to my.
Yeah, the windshield wipers don't work.
Fuck, they don't work.
Damn, oh, they don't work.
I guess I'll just have to keep the window open so I can keep wiping them off.
Yeah. Oh man.
That's funny.
All right, let's shift gears
Wait.
because what?
One more.
Yeah.
The fact that there's an icon on a lot of computers to save.
That's a floppy disk.
It's a floppy
it
disk.
is a floppy
but
disk.
Kids today don't get
Right.
that.
What
They don't
is that?
understand.
Most
like
kids probably don't get that.
no, none of them get that.
Well, no, and speaking of discs, I was talking with one of my friends the other day. Now that we're bringing all these things up,
Yeah.
and he has older kids. I think they're probably around like around 10, 9
Okay.
or 10, and they were looking at their parents' CD collection.
Yeah.
that they were gonna like throw out or whatever, and they're like, "How's their music on this? It's just a like a CD." And they're like, "Well, we would burn the songs on the CD." And they're like,
Yes.
"Burn the songs? How do you burn the songs? Like, did
I
you
just
have
saw
like
something about this too.
did you have like a player?"
Yeah.
Would burn it, and they were like, yeah, and then they would like realize that their kids have no idea how to burn a CD.
No.
And that was probably really like a 5 to 8 year trend, and that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, it came and went.
I mean, came and went. Anyone
Yeah.
who's doing that now,
Not fully went.
anyone who's doing that now, it's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm kind of doing that now still.
Oh, still burning CDs. My computer doesn't even have a CD player in it anymore.
I know.
I know. We talked.
Just you can make playlists and
Yeah, why don't you send out a playlist? That'll make people feel like you really put some effort.
But that's how everyone listens to music now on their fucking phone. They don't even listen to it on a CD anymore.
I know. This one I'm taking hard. I admit that it's dying.
Jonah actually has a CD wallet in his wallet.
Yes.
That's where he keeps all his music.
There's a CD wallet on the front seat of my car right now.
Yeah,
oh, my God.
I know.
I have a CD wallet full of Jonah's mix.
Full
you,
of all of
Lisa.
Jonah's mixes, collecting dust.
Right.
Yeah, dust.
All right, I need to jump to this because it would not be right if I didn't mention The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's my jam, right?
Right.
So I'm not going to get into all the geekdom of it all, but I will say of the 3 new Star Wars movies, it is my favorite.
Agreed, completely.
I will also say it might be in my top 3 of all Star Wars movies.
Wow.
It was an excellent Star Wars movie, but here's what I said to my sister, because she had the same thing to say. As a lifelong Star Wars fan and watcher, I'm not as to your level, but as a lifelong, I felt like it wrapped things up really, really well.
Right.
You know what I meant to ask you? Was all of the Leia stuff, was that all like CGI?
No.
She had died when they were filming the last episode, or did
No.
they splice things together?
So what happened, according to J.J. Abrams, it was all unused footage from The Force Awakens.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That they just worked into the script.
Interesting.
Obviously, there was certainly CGI in the sense of making her look like she's in the same room or the same place as the other characters. But as far as actual Leia looks and speaking, that was really her mainly from The Force Awakens, is what they said.
Gotcha.
That's interesting. They did a great job. I barely
They did a wonderful
remembered.
job. They did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Because apparently that movie was going to be more about her. Like she was going to, the first one was Han Solo. The second one, there was a lot of Luke Skywalker. This one was supposed to be Leia's send-off, a bigger send-off than what she had.
Yeah.
Yes, but I also went and saw it with Lowell and Reed and Allie and Amy.
Right.
For Reed's birthday. And I got to say, that was my second viewing.
Right.
I got to say, there is nothing like seeing a Star Wars movie with a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
It is so much fun.
And remember, because we've gone through the progression with him with this is now his 3rd one he's seen with you, right? And us.
Yeah.
The first time we constantly had to leave because he was like antsy. The second time you only had to go to the bathroom like once.
Once or twice,
And then this time he was glued to it the
Glued.
entire time.
Glued. And the best part is having him lean over to me and be like, who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah.
Do you think it's the good guys or the bad guys?
and I'd lean over, I'd be like,
I don't know, Reed. I think maybe the good guys. I think it's going to be the good guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. He's so into it. And then he'll ask me, he'll be like, or like Kylo Ren's helmet. And he's putting it back together. And Reed's like, I like his helmet. I'm like, yeah, me too, Reed.
I know. Reed loves Kylo Ren.
But Lowell, you want to tell about the fail, the concessions fail?
Oh, yeah. So when we walk into the movies, I'm like, what am I going to get? I'm like, I'm going to get popcorn. But then I'm looking at the list, and I remembered Mark talking about on the show, and I agreed. Soft pretzel bites with nacho cheese.
Yep,
is
the best.
I'll take it, baby.
Yep.
And we go up there, and they're like, sorry, we don't have any pretzels. No pretzels. And then I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Allie is texting Amy and I as we're driving in, and Amy's reading me the text, and Allie's just saying they're about ready to leave. You two were so mad.
Yeah.
What is it with you people and your concessions? Every time with you and Allie.
It is a key element to have your concessions.
Well,
during
no
the movie.
shit, but who cares about pretzel bites? You're at the movies. Get some popcorn.
No, you
Shut
gotta have
the
your
fuck up.
You got to have your pretzel bites with nacho cheese. Oh, but I ended up getting regular nachos.
Right, which me too,
With
which was
nacho
fine,
cheese.
but it's just not the same as the hot, soft pretzel.
Nope.
You know what I didn't tell you, Lowell, is I saw that movie. Actually, now that I think of it, it was my 3rd time seeing it with Reed. Because the time before that, I went with a couple guys that I work with. And it was at the same theater, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this happened to you when you made your purchase there. Did they ask you if you wanted to round up to donate to like Children's Hospital or something along those lines?
No, they didn't ask for a roundup.
So Regal Theaters, I've noticed, because I've been to a couple, have started doing this, which I think is a great idea.
It's a
round up your
phenomenal
chain.
idea.
And I've done it a bunch of times, right? And the guy asks me as I'm checking out, do you want to round up? And I said, no, not this time. Like a minute went by, and he says, well, can't blame a guy for trying, I guess.
Oh, great. Here we go.
No, I wasn't mad or anything. I was a little surprised.
Right,
okay.
I was a little surprised
because it's like it means nothing to him either way.
But obviously, I have a feeling it might mean something. They may get some kind of perk out of it. Maybe it's a
Commission.
contest
That's so
or
dumb.
something. Who can get the most, right? And he said, well, can't blame a guy for trying. And I said, I tend to round up a lot, so sometimes this is like a conflict. Like now I'm explaining myself. I'm like, sometimes this is a conflict for me because I said to him, sometimes I got to say no, right? When do you say when? And he looks at me and he goes, you never say when.
Oh, nice answer. Nice answer. I'm liking this kid. You never say
How
when, you
dare
cheap,
he?
you penny-pinching ass.
Dare he?
Do you guys get guilty when you say no? And because this happens at like supermarkets and other places.
No, I have to tell you, I say yes so often that the few times I say no, quite honestly, I don't feel bad at all. I'm like, no.
Right.
I do it all the time. And
No.
if I'm not in the mood, I don't do it.
Right.
My thing now, I know we've talked about this on the show too with the tipping.
Yeah.
Every single receipt I get now, like no matter where it is, there's like a room for a tip.
Right. Every time.
Oh, hell no.
Everywhere.
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 no.
I'm getting carry out and shit.
And I still argue with Amy because when I see that fucking tip line, I feel obligated to tip.
Yeah.
I feel like if I don't, I'm an asshole.
No.
Do you guys have Mod Pizza?
Yeah.
You have Mod Pizza?
Yes.
All right, so here's an example like Mod Pizza. They even go a step further, which annoys the F out of me.
Okay.
They have the little thing with the little screen on it, and the first screen's for the tip, and then total, and then sign your name.
Right.
Like they tell you right away, the first screen, and it's like, it's like 0%,
Yes.
8%, 15%, 20%. And I'm
Right.
clicking that Zera.
Yeah.
Well, and have you been to places where that screen comes up and it automatically is on 20%?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes they do that too.
Yes.
Like that Square app. If you ever go to a store that has like the Square app with the iPad and they turn it around and show it to you,
Right.
and it's like the 20% is already highlighted.
Right.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
I will admit that my lazy ass has gotten a little bit into Uber Eats.
Yep.
And they do the same thing. They give you this 3 selection in nice large font of like 15, 20, or 25% tip. Click any one you want.
Yeah.
Or there's this tiny little font underneath that says custom tip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, if I order $10 or $50 worth of food, it's all in one fucking bag. It's not like the driver's working any harder. I'm not trying to tip on the total amount.
Right.
I'm giving my driver a driver's tip,
Right.
which is 3 bones, baby. 3 bones.
Right.
I usually do like 5 for the pizza guy.
Oh, you're nicer than me.
I feel like 5 makes it worth the while.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
totally
You're
does.
right. That sucks. I never do 5. I'm so cheap.
And it's easier to do 5 because it's just like you always have like a $5 bill,
Yeah.
Can I have change?
Yes.
Here's a 5. Can I have change?
And quarters. I'd like quarters.
So listen, guys, we've run out of time. We'll have to do it. I'll tease it for the next show because it doesn't really matter that it was New Year's Eve, but Amy and I went to a New Year's Eve show to see Justin from 98 Rock and his comedy group Die Laughing Productions. They do an improv type show, murder mystery thing. I happen to have ended up in the show.
Wow.
And there's audio.
And there is audio.
Nice.
Yes, so I will tease that for the next time. In the meantime, since on the topic that we were just talking about feeling guilty and then people annoying you with the tips and all that, we'll wrap it up with this. I went to Warby Parker over our break as well and got some new glasses that are on the way. But this just one thing was funny. First of all, great operation. Talk about just having their shit together. It is a pleasant experience because now they have stores.
Do they have eye doctors at the stores?
No, that's the only setback is you got to get your prescription first and then you go.
And then bring it there. Yeah.
But with my insurance, I get any pair I wanted for $10.
Nice.
Wow.
But that's not my story. My story is they tell you, grab any glasses you want, try them on. If you want, go bring them to the tables in the middle and sit with them and, try them on in the mirrors. So, Amy and I grabbed a bunch, right? I was waiting for Amy and I had a plethora of glasses out on the table. And this one total stranger woman walks up and I am standing right at this table with my stuff. She walks up, comes up right next to me and starts taking the glasses that I have on the table next to me and starts trying each one on. And she picks one up and she's looking and then she puts it down and picks. Now, obviously they're not my glasses, but to me that just seemed like really
They're
weird
on your
etiquette.
turf right now.
Right?
Like,
Yeah,
you've got them.
right.
Like, it was clear that I was standing with these glasses right at the table, and other people were at other tables with their glasses.
Right.
How old?
She was probably mid to late 50s, early 60s.
Ow.
And I was tempted to almost say, like, oh, I'm sorry, those are mine. But then again, they're not really mine.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but they are yours while you're trying them on. They are yours until you are done trying them on.
She like came up as if like she was my wife, standing with me, trying on glasses, but not talking to me.
Right.
Maybe she thought you worked there.
Did you just give her a weird look the whole time? I feel
Yes,
like
I just kind of
look at
stopped
her
what I was
like-
doing and standing there. She didn't flinch.
Interesting.
I think I would have just stood there just staring at her the whole time.
Awestruck.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for the Mark and Lowell Show. Please go to Facebook, go to Twitter, friend and follow us over there. And if you need that information or any other information, Mark and Lowell, just go to markandlowell.com.
And if you want to get me on the social medias, it's Newsmaker. Ocean City wins sustained. Ocean City wins sustained.
And a big thanks to Lisa Runyon.
Bye, boys.
And she ain't lying.
And thank you to Jonah Berger.
Say, if you want to get me on www.$2tipforlife.com.
Can I have change.com?
And by the way, everybody, stay tuned for another tease, another segment. Lowell is going to start giving his sports betting advice.
Yes, I've been doing quite well. We forgot to talk about that as well.
Yeah, so
Yes.
stay tuned. We actually even may have some occasionally or maybe even weekly supplementary shows of the Mark and Lowell Show where Lowell and I strictly talk about his bets coming up.
Yes, and you can benefit oh so much.
Yes.
And if you win, I just ask that you make a donation to the show.
To the Lowell Meltzer Travel Fund.
Right.
And a big shout out to Buzz Burbank, RJ Diaz, Aaron Lamont, everybody else who helps us with this show. For Lowell Meltzer, I'm Mark Ronick. We will see you next time on the Mark and Lowell Show.
Bye-bye. I didn't realize how close Hershey is to Baltimore. It's pretty much an hour and 10 minutes.
I tell you, champ, you get on I-95 and you head straight on up 30, 40 minutes to go.
I mean, that's why our camp wasn't far from Baltimore either. That's why they chose Hershey all those years.
Yeah, but why
exactly.
did that ride to Hershey seem like it took forever when it really should not?
It was a long ride, but here's the thing. I went to Disney 2 years ago, and we rode It's a Small World After All, and it's awesome, man. It's like, even after all these years, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's Disney, but what does that have to do with the Hershey?
Well, because Lowell was comparing it to it before. It's like, it should be a long ride. At the end of a long day of trekking around, you get in this nice, cozy car, and you go on this nice tour.
I think it just has to do with the fact that as kids, we were running on no sleep because we were always up all night the night before. And then you spend, then you got to get up and you got to sit on the bus for whatever it was, hour and a half, 2 hours. Then you're exhausted from your day, and then you got another 2-hour ride home. You're like, it just feels a lot longer.
Yeah.
It was a hard childhood.
No, yeah, wasn't it?
I know. I know.
Challenging.
So challenging.
It was a beautiful party, and there were a lot of great people there, and I talked to people. I realized there's a great move when you're the host. I was talking to the host with Amy, and it always, especially if you don't know the host that well, there becomes a point where you're kind of just like, okay, nothing else to say. The greatest thing is the best move as the host, and he did it. He found the exact right moment, and he's like, hey guys, all right, I'm going to go out and get a drink. Anybody need anything? You guys need anything? And then it's boom, and then he can just walk away and wipe his hands clean. It's beautiful.
Right.
Yep.